The 1989 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the 1989 Lincoln Memorial Cent, is an important part of modern American coinage and a continuation of one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse front of the coin features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left side of his profile. The year 1989 appears to the right of Lincoln's bust, along with a mint mark if the coin was struck at a branch mint. In 1989, Lincoln cents were minted at Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins. The reverse side displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the inscriptions United States of America at the top and 1 cent at the bottom. Between these inscriptions is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. A unique detail of the memorial design is that a tiny seated statue of Lincoln can be seen inside the memorial between the columns, making it one of the few U.S. coins to depict the same person on both sides. The 1989 penny was struck primarily in a copper-plated zinc composition, consisting of 97.5% zinc with a thin outer layer of 2.5% copper. This composition was introduced in mid-1982 to reduce production costs, replacing the earlier 95% copper alloy. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, with a plain, smooth edge. Because of its zinc core, the 1989 cent is lighter than pre-1982 copper pennies, which weighed 3.11 grams. The total mintage numbers were very high, reflecting the heavy circulation demand of the late 1980s. Philadelphia produced over 7 billion coins, Denver struck over 5 billion, and San Francisco produced a smaller number of high-quality proof coins for collectors. Due to these large mintages, the 1989 penny is very common in circulation today and usually holds only face value unless it is in uncirculated, mint state, or proof condition, or if it has a rare error. Collectors often look for mint errors and varieties in 1989. Lincoln cents. Some minor double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks have been reported. While no extremely famous or high-value major, variety is widely recognized for 1989 compared to certain other years. Coins in perfect MS65 to MS67 red condition can carry premium value, especially if professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Proof coins from San Francisco have a mirror-like finish and frosted details, making them attractive for collectors assembling date and mint sets. Over time, many circulated. 1989 pennies develop dark toning or small corrosion spots due to the zinc core if the copper plating is damaged. Proper storage in dry conditions helps preserve the coin's original red luster. Historically, the Lincoln cent series represents American heritage and national unity. By 1989, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use for 30 years, since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat reverse design used from 1909 to 1958. The year 1989 itself was significant globally, marked by major world events such as the fall of the Berlin Wall, but in U.S. coinage, the Lincoln cent design remained stable and unchanged. The consistent presence of Lincoln on the penny makes it one of the most recognized coins in the world. For beginners in coin collecting, the 1989 penny is an accessible and affordable coin to start with, especially in brilliant uncirculated rolls or proof sets. While it may not be rare, its historical continuity and representation of American values make it a meaningful piece of everyday history. The 1975 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Cent, is a classic example of mid-20th century American coinage and part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began in 1909. The obverse front of the coin features the right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is positioned to the left of his profile. The date 1975 appears on the right side of Lincoln's bust, along with a mint mark if struck at a branch mint. In 1975, Lincoln cents were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark for proof coins. The reverse side shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo and first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse inscriptions include United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum centered above the memorial, and 1 cent at the bottom. A special detail of this design is that a small statue of Lincoln can be seen inside the memorial, between the columns, making it one of the rare U.S. coins where the same person appears on both sides. The 1975 penny was struck in the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy composition, which was standard for Lincoln cents until mid-1982. The coin weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a plain edge. Because it is made mostly of copper, the 1975 cent has a solid, heavier feel compared to later zinc-based pennies. Over time, copper cents like the 1975 issue may tone to shades of brown, red-brown, or even deep chocolate color, depending on storage conditions and circulation wear. Collectors often categorize these coins as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN, based on the remaining original mint luster. Coins with full red color and minimal marks are more desirable and can command higher premiums, especially in high mint state grades such as MS-65 or above. In terms of mintage, the 1975 Lincoln cent was produced in very large numbers due to everyday circulation needs. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.4 billion coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion coins, making the 1975 cent extremely common in circulated condition. The San Francisco Mint struck over 2.8 million proof coins, which were included in official U.S. proof sets for collectors. Because of these high mintages, the 1975 penny is generally worth only its face value in worn condition. However, uncirculated examples with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details can have added value. Proof coins, with their mirror-like fields and frosted devices, are especially attractive and sought after by collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets. Collectors of the 1975 Lincoln cent sometimes search for mint errors and varieties. While there is no famous major double die variety for 1975, like the well-known 1972 or 1995, double dies, minor double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planches, and die cracks can be found. Additionally, coins with strong strike, quality, and clean surfaces may be submitted to professional grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, to achieve higher market value. As with all copper coins, environmental damage, corrosion, and heavy cleaning can significantly reduce collector appeal, so proper preservation in coin holders or albums is important. Historically, the year 1975 was part of the period leading up to America's bicentennial celebration in 1976. Although special, bicentennial designs were used for quarters, half dollars, and dollars in 1975 and 1976. The Lincoln cent retained its standard memorial design. The stability of the Lincoln cent during this era reflects its role as a consistent symbol of American heritage and everyday commerce. Even though the 1975 penny is not rare, it remains an important piece of American numismatic history, representing the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the continued use of the cent in daily transactions. For beginners and experienced collectors alike, the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Cent is a meaningful and affordable coin that connects modern generations to the long tradition of U.S. coinage. The 2008 United States 1 cent coin, known as the 2008 Lincoln Memorial Cent, represents the final full year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design before it was replaced in 2009 for Lincoln's bicentennial celebration. The obverse, front of the coin, features the familiar right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is inscribed. to the left of his profile. The date 2008 appears to the right of Lincoln's bust along with the mint mark. In 2008, pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, P mint mark, and the Denver Mint, D mint mark, for circulation, while proof versions were struck at the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, for collectors. This was one of the modern years where the Philadelphia Mint included the P mint mark on cents, a practice that was not traditionally used in earlier decades. The reverse side displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, and first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse inscriptions include United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum centered above the memorial, and 1 cent at the bottom. A remarkable detail of this design is the small-seated statue of Abraham Lincoln visible between the columns of the memorial, making the coin unique because Lincoln appears on both sides. By 2008, this reverse design had been in use for nearly 50 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The 2008 penny is composed of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating, a composition introduced in 1982 to reduce production costs as copper prices increased. The coin weighs 2.5 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a smooth, plain edge. Because of its zinc core, the coin is lighter than older copper cents, minted before 1982. If the thin copper plating is damaged, the zinc core may show signs of corrosion, which is common in heavily circulated examples. In uncirculated condition, however, the coin displays a bright reddish luster that collectors describe as red RD. Mintage figures for 2008 were high, reflecting the continued demand for small change in commerce. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 3.6 billion coins, and the Denver Mint produced over 2.8 billion coins. Additionally, proof coins were minted in San Francisco, in both standard clad and special satin finishes for collector sets. Due to these large production numbers, the 2008 penny is very common in circulated condition and usually worth face value. However, coins in high mint state grades such as MS66 or MS67 red, especially with strong strike quality and minimal marks, can carry collector premiums. Proof coins with deep cameo contrast are also desirable for collectors building complete date and mint sets. From a historical perspective, 2008 marked the final chapter of the Lincoln Memorial, reverse before a major design. Change in 2009, when 4 different reverse designs were issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. Therefore, the 2008 cent holds significance as the last standard memorial design before this historic transition. It represents the closing year of a design era that began in 1959 and continued for half a century. Although the 2008 Lincoln cent is not rare, it remains an important piece of modern American coinage. It symbolizes national heritage through the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," "United States of America," and 1 cent. For collectors, it is a necessary addition to complete the long-running memorial series. And for everyday Americans, it represents a small but enduring part of daily life and economic exchange.